The scale can ruin your day in just like a split second.
Wah, wah, wah. We've all been there. We've all experienced that. In fact, I had that the other day, right? I was getting on the scale to weigh myself, and it was like, oh, man.
Not quite the number you were expecting or you wanted.
I'm going to say, even if it's like 0.2 of a pound, it can just like put you down in the dumper. How crazy is that?
I know. So many women are affected by the scale. Mm-hmm. We are as well. So we understand the turmoil, all the mixed emotions that go on even before you step on the scale. You're like, oh no, I need to take my pants off. Oh, I need to take my watch off. Maybe my ring's off. I need to do everything so it's the latest number.
Yeah. In fact, I heard, this is a little unrelated, but I saw a funny meme the other day online, and it said something like, well, no wonder the scale's so heavy, because putting on the full armor of God weighs a lot, right?
That's a good one.
Yeah, it kind of made me chuckle. But, we just all know that the scale can wreak havoc on our minds and on our overall well-being. And today we want to talk about how really there's so much more to weight loss than the scale. And honestly, that should be one of the last things that you worry about on a weight loss journey.
Yeah, so if you are getting anxiety about stepping on the scale, I'm going to say hide your scale for a while. Like, get rid of it. Put it somewhere where you don't know where it is. Get your hubby or someone else, one of your kids, get somebody to hide the scale, because you need to learn to let go of the scale.
Yeah, and the number that it's telling you. One of my favorites is, you've often told women to go push it so far under your bed that you can't get to it. And that, not with the scale, but one of my kids' toys recently got thrown under the bed. And I had such a heck of a time trying to get under there to get that silly toy.
That's right.
And so, if you put your scale far enough under your bed that you can't reach it, trust me, you ain't getting it.
Yeah, you're not going to dig for it like getting ready for work.
No, exactly.
Because you don't want to get to work and your whole mood is ruined, or you don't want to start your day with your mood ruined because the number was not the one you wanted to see.
That's right. We've said so many times through this journey of teaching women about losing weight and how to lose weight without being on a diet, that really, truly the number on the scale shows us one thing. It's one small measurement of our health. It says nothing about our worth as human beings.
That's right. And I'm going to say, maybe you've gone to the doctor and the doctor put a lot of emphasis on the number. Mm-hmm. Because I know that doctors, I used to be a medical transcriptionist, and I typed a lot of scale related stuff.
Yeah.
And it's like, I keep thinking to myself, no, don't stress that to the patient. That's not healthy. Now, I know that is one measurement, and I know a lot of doctors go by that number, and yes, we want to see the numbers going down.
Absolutely. Because we want to live at a healthy weight.
That's right. And that's really where it's at. It's about living at a healthy weight. And that looks different for everyone. It doesn't matter if you're not a size 0.
No.
It doesn't matter if your number is higher than you want it to be. It's about being healthy.
Mm-hmm. We've often talked on this channel too about the BMI, the body mass index, and how that in and of itself for some people it's fine. For other people, it is a very flawed system. Mm-hmm. Like for me, it's not a great system for me. I am a heavier built person than Ruth. She's my mom, and we are built so differently. And for me, I border right on the border when I'm at a very healthy weight for my body of being in the healthy category to the overweight. If I fluctuate within 2 to 4 pounds, I cross that line over into the overweight category. And I'm not overweight at that weight for my height and my particular body build.
We got to let go of the scale for a while, okay?
Yeah.
It's really good to learn to live without the scale. And I'm going to say, I haven't weighed myself, or I didn't weigh myself for probably 6 weeks, just for that reason, because it can start to creep back in. It can control you. It can control your thoughts. And so after about 6 weeks, I stepped on the scale again, and I'm a conscientious person. I'm about health. I love to eat healthy. And yes, do I eat some things off plan? Absolutely I do. But after 6 weeks, I got on the scale and I was the same as I had been 6 weeks earlier. And so when you can actually let go and find freedom with food and just make healthy decisions, the scale doesn't control you anymore. It doesn't have to be your mood breaker.
Exactly. And really the key to this, if you're sitting here listening or watching and going well, it's easy to say that, but the scale is everything to me, right?
Yeah.
We get that.
We get it.
We've been there. But the way to break that is that you need to start putting some good truth back into your mind, because it's about learning to accept who God created you to be. And for me, that was a long journey of learning to accept that, you know what, I've got a bigger build than my mom. That took me years. I've got a bigger build than a lot of other people. That's okay. That's who God made me to be on purpose.
So,
it was done without mistake.
That's right. And so let's go into the scripture verse that we want you to take hold of today. It's from Psalm 139, verse 13 and 14. For you created my inmost being. You knit me together in my mother's womb. I praise you because I'm fearfully and wonderfully made. Your works are wonderful. I know that full well.
So we just want to ask you, when is the last time that you praised the Lord for the body that he gave you? That you said, I am fearfully and wonderfully made. This body is wonderful.
So if you're a little higher on the BMI, it's okay. God made you that way on purpose.
Mm-hmm. We want to be careful with this topic that you don't think that we're saying it's good to be overweight, because that's not what we're saying. We want to live at a healthy weight for our unique individual bodies.
That's right.
What we are saying is that we need to detach our worth from the number on the scale, because it's one measurement of our health. Is it an important measurement of our health? Yeah, it is. Because, we have all these statistics, and science tells us things like, for every 5 pounds of weight that you lose, you take 20 pounds of pressure off your knees.
Yeah,
so this
that's
stuff
huge.
matters, right?
Yeah.
It matters that we live at a healthy weight. But our worth is not determined by the scale. Our worth is not determined by the body shape that you have or by the build that you have.
So if you're stepping on the scale and your thoughts are going, ugh, I'm so fat, I'm so ugly, I'm embarrassed about the way I look, I don't like myself. Those thoughts are not pleasing to the Lord.
No.
He made you, and he created you in your mother's womb, wonderfully made and knit together. And so we have to change our thought process. And sometimes that means getting rid of the scale for a while. Mm-hmm. We have to change our thought process, and we have to take those thoughts captive, because scripture calls us to take our thoughts captive. We're supposed to be thinking and praising God about good and lovely things.
Mm-hmm. And so, we need to get to work on accepting the body that God gave us. There's going to be things that you don't love about it right now. There's things I don't love about my body, but I'm working on accepting that this is who God created me to be. And what that does, when we can learn to accept and then learn to love who God created us to be, what that allows us to do is it allows us to start making decisions for the sake of our health. And that right there will change your entire weight loss journey when you take the scale out of the picture. Mm-hmm. This is about your health. This is about honoring the body that God gave you. This is about learning to love who he created you to be and wanting to be the very best version that you can be for the sake of God's kingdom.
And when you do change your thought process to one, like Casey just said, your decisions and your food choices are going to change. If you love the body that God created and the person God created you to be, you want to respect your body. You want to honor your body and take care of it. That's what we call self-love. Mm-hmm. It's not a vain, egotistical type of love. No, it's one of trying to do the best that we can with the body that God gave us.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. Now, are we saying it's easy? No, it's not. It's a daily battle. It's going to be a daily battle probably for the rest of your life, because it is for us, right?
It is.
Every day we have to take those thoughts captive and choose to love and honor the bodies that God gave us.
So how do we start to do this? Well, I'm going to say the first thing we have to do, which is what we always say, is we have to surrender our journey, our weight loss journey, and our body to the Lord. And so that means doing it daily. It means getting rid of the scale for a while if the scale is controlling you. We don't want the scale or a device to control us. We want to dive into the scriptures and let the Lord lead us and guide us in the right way.
If you are here going like, I need help with this, I don't know how to make the best decisions for the sake of my health, we would love to invite you to download our free weight loss guide. It's a decision-making guide for weight loss called Should I Eat That? It's a 5-step decision-making guide that's going to help you as you make decisions for the sake of your health.
You are worth so much more than a scale, than a device. Just think about that statement.
Yeah. One of the things that we often have said to the women that we've worked with is that you are a beautiful woman chosen for greatness. And you know what? That statement has made many a woman cry some tears, because those are hard words to say about ourselves, but that's the truth. That is what God says about you, and we've got to start claiming the truth about who God says we are, not what the scale says, or not what the world says, or not what our horrible, mean voice inside our head says. So that's another thing that you can say to yourself in the mirror that's going to start creating a different relationship between you and the mirror, to start saying, I am a beautiful woman chosen for greatness.
Just think, he chose you. That's amazing.
So we always like to end these videos by saying this. Until next time, treat your body like a temple,
Not a trash can.